Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am here with one of my closest friends here in Panama. She just got her residency and I'm so excited. So I will let her introduce herself to you guys. You probably have seen her around town, but here you are.
Hola a todos. I'm Tiffany, and I'm so excited to be on your channel today.
Thank you.
Does it?
Yeah, no, I'm
That's it,
Tiffany.
that's all.
So when did you get here, Tiffany?
So I've been coming here not permanently since last year,
Okay.
and I guess this is really the permanent, the official. I'm an official immigrant as of yesterday.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So why did you choose Panama?
Panama honestly wasn't even really my first choice. Back at the time when I was deciding to leave the United States, I needed somewhere that was in close proximity to the United States so I could get back to the United States at the time. I wanted to be closer to some of the family members that were still there. The weather. I needed to be somewhere where there's no natural disasters. The language. I had been working on my Spanish for a lot of years and I didn't want to throw that all away. And I was excited about coming to a place where the official language was Spanish.
Now, speaking of the Spanish part, how do you recommend to come to Panama without speaking Spanish?
Absolutely not. I think I've heard a lot of social media posts where people say, oh, you can get by, you can use your Google Translate. Number one, I strongly disagree. Even when you come to restaurants, the servers just aren't comfortable speaking English or they don't speak a lot of English. Number two is if you really want to get what you need, get the right things, you've got to speak some Spanish. And last is the Google Translate tip is really considered quite rude that you're kind of holding your phone.
It's hard.
Yeah, and going back
It's
and
hard.
forth. So absolutely learn some Spanish.
It's hard. So I don't know if I said this or not, but Tiffany is the reason that I chose Panama. She has been a close girlfriend of mine for over 30 years now, and she called me one day and said, you know what, I'm moving. I'm like, where are you going? Panama. I'm like, Dad, I'm going too. So-
You did. She said, I'm going to Panama.
So
Yeah.
that was it. That was all. And I actually ended up moving here way before she did because
Yes.
I was ready.
Yes.
And I didn't take the time to learn the language. And by the time Tiffany got here, she's very good with her Spanish. I mean, she's still learning and getting it together, but I have no words to her multiple words. So as a person who did not take the time to learn the language, it has been challenging. And I've said it a couple times on the channel here that you can get by, but it is a bit rude. And if you do have the time, I would say go ahead and learn the language.
Yeah. At least start out with eating out and knowing your body parts and knowing about money and how to count.
Yes.
Yeah. At least those three.
At least the numbers, the ordering.
Yes.
And I said, I think on my last video was the, if I'm hurt, like how to explain if
The body
something-
parts.
Correct,
Yes.
correct,
Mhm.
correct.
Yes.
Okay, so far, what is your favorite part about living in Panama now?
My favorite part would probably be right now, it's the adventure. I like walking and getting lost
You do. You do.
and just finding things and going in places and finding just small resources. That's probably my favorite right now.
So you have visited Panama several times before you made the decision to live here in Panama.
Yes.
So now that you are official, does it feel different?
No,
No?
it doesn't. I think in visiting, I think you knew from when we visited your first visit, I was already not into tourist areas and tourist things. I wanted to immerse in culture. Like,
Yes, you love it.
I don't want to be around any tourist place, any tourists. I did not like excursions. I don't do any of that. So no, I was already kind of trying to live in a way where I was immersing myself in the culture and not living as a tourist. Although I still kind of do live as a tourist, but I'm getting better.
So have you met your tribe here?
My drive?
Tribe.
Oh, my tribe. Okay. My tribe.
So a lot of people say, women that you do travel alone.
Yes.
So coming here, am I going to be by myself? Is this going to be easy for me to meet people and mingle and socialize? So how has that been for you?
One of the reasons I'm grateful for our friendship is that I'm a solo person.
Right? She is.
You're not offended by it. You know that I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to climb a mountain. I'm going to do it. And I prefer to not be tethered to anyone else. And when we get together, we have fun, we have the most fun. But it's not a necessary thing. So to circle back to the tribe, I do have people that I connect with and that I might enjoy their time, but I am definitely a lone wolf.
I think that has been kind of the key to our longevity of our friendship.
Yes.
Because I'm a loner too. I'm somewhat of an introverted extrovert.
Yes.
To where when I'm out, I have fun, I love it, but when I want my time alone, I want my time alone.
Yes.
And we can go months with talking to each other and not talking to each other. And it just works. And here in Panama, I think there's a lot of people here that require a lot of tethering, as you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say yes to that, or?
Absolutely. I think people have sometimes the best intentions, that they want to check on you, or they want to watch out for you. And honestly, the reality of that is, if you want to watch out for me, you don't really. What are you watching out for?
Girl.
You don't know my family. You don't know my, the relationships that.
Making sure that you're healthy and okay.
Okay, but what are they gonna do after that? They don't know, and that's not really a dig against anything. It's just that I think a tribe is built brick by brick. And superficially, I think people want to be kind, to look out for you.
Okay, let's talk about that too.
Okay.
Because we have had a couple of deaths here in Panama,
Yes.
and a lot of us expats, we do come here alone, so we do want a tribe of people who are looking out for us. I don't want to be in my home dead and nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess maybe that's it, to where if you don't hear from me in 2 weeks, you're going to check up on me?
Yes. So that's a great point, but I still want to reiterate, if it's a superficial relationship, I know your time frame on what's not usual for a return call or something, because we know each other.
Right.
But a superficial relationship, is it really, how would they really know what that time is? And is it really like, again, is it going to be every day? Because if we need to check on each other every day, look at my face. It's like, I do have an adult son. We do have some agreements in place on what is a time frame that we're always going to connect. He knows your phone number. He knows various ways to connect and identify where I am, what I'm doing. I mean, various ways. I'm very techie, and he's also very techie, so he's tracking me. He's tracking me.
I kind of like that a little bit, to where it's like we do come to Panama. We are coming to Panama solo. So some of us are a little nervous about maybe health scares or something happening to us in our homes or outside of our homes. But we do also need a plan outside of Panama, like you just said, to have a family member checking up on you, to making sure that this is your time frame. If she doesn't talk to me in this amount of time, then hey, something may be wrong. Let's start calling the list of people that's on your list.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something to say about having someone here that can actually check on you as well. So we're not saying don't do that at all. But
Right. I agree. I agree. And it's still just, not everybody is going to be that person for you. It's not a superficial thing. So, I appreciate people. I have one other friend here that, you were, and she was against me, living in Chiriquí, which is 8 hours away from Panama City by car. And, she said to me, what if you're walking down the street and you fall and you hurt your ankle, and nobody's close to help you. And my brain, in the reality of that, is, first of all, I find Panamanians to be very supportive, helpful. I speak enough Spanish to gain help, And at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean that that person can come to my rescue.
And that's true.
I mean, you came to my rescue once, but had you not been here, I would have got an Uber and got back, you know.
Yes, you would have been okay.
I had a little issue with heat stroke, and my girl here,
She almost gave me a stroke back.
and I thought about that. I did not want to scare you.
Oh, you did. You had all of the stuff all hooked up to you. She sent me a picture. Girl, come and get me. I was like, wait a minute. She had the little patches on the monitors. I was like, oh my god, oh my gosh.
Don't take this heat for granted. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and like I said, in that case, you know, the paramedics were fantastic. They stayed with me. They waited until, you know, my blood pressure was right. I experienced very low blood pressure dropping because of the heat and all the factors. But they stayed with me. I was with another girlfriend at the time, and I would have gotten in an Uber. And as a matter of fact, they just said don't drive. So even if I had a car, I wouldn't have driven, and I still would have gone back to my apartment, and I would have called you and said, "Girl, this heat got me."
And
I would have let her know.
Then I've been making sure that, hey, did you eat your snacks? Don't go out right now. Do you have your water with you? So I'm playing little mother hen over here to pass out.
And you know, that's another thing about a tribe is people that if I'm your tribe, I take responsibility in that. And there's a huge responsibility because there are some people that I know, and you and I know, that they say, oh, I care about you, I want to check on you. It's not necessarily that. They're looking for company. They're looking to be checked on. And I will do that with people that I know and know intimately because that's a responsibility. And it's a real responsibility that, you know, if you called me for any given day, maybe I didn't answer the phone, you text back and say, girl, whatever it is. And then I'm on it because even if I were super, super busy, that responsibility is I'm stopping what I'm doing. I'm doing all the things to make sure, you know, you're okay.
You're my person. Right?
Yes. So I know your kids' phone numbers. I know where they are. I know things like that. So, I mean, that's kind of a big topic. That's kind of a big topic because I am such an extroverted introvert. Also,
More introverted, guys.
I don't like, and outwardly, people just can't believe that.
She's more introverted.
I prefer traveling alone. I prefer doing things by myself. Can I do things with people? Yes.
The funny thing is, we've known each other since I've been in my 20s. And when we met, Tiffany, you were extremely extroverted.
Yeah.
And I was the introvert. I didn't even talk to anybody, didn't smile, didn't do anything.
She didn't.
Anything. I wouldn't
She
even
did
talk.
not. Mm-hmm.
I used to go to her parties and just sit there.
Yeah, just like, and someone would say, oh, hi, and she'd say, hello. Like never change, like that face. And I was like the life of the party.
Shaker party person.
And that's interesting that you say that because remember, as I did that more and more, I started to complain about how superficial that was.
Yes.
Everyone was coming to my home to eat all the free food and drink all the free drinks. And if I called that person just to even go have a cup of coffee with me, they were too busy for that. They were too busy for that. And if those relationships were necessary at that time because my son was young, I didn't have babysitters, so I used to have everybody come to my house, and we had our fun. We had our fun, but it taught me a lot.
I think, you know what? I think you just hit it. I think because of that, that's why you have unnecessary people and tribal people.
Yes, absolutely.
That could be.
Absolutely. When I was young, my father used to say, the older you get, you're going to be able to count on one hand who are really your friends.
That could definitely be.
Yeah.
I never really traveled with the tribe.
Right.
It's always just been me,
you,
the kids.
Yeah,
So,
right.
And not even family. So I'm used to kind of being by myself, out there by myself.
Yeah, me too.
That's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
So back to Panama. So are you making Panama your permanent residence?
Maybe. My first choice was kind of Southeast Asia. And what changed it was how cumbersome it was to travel there from the United States specifically and get back and forth. But since that time, when I made that first decision, a lot of things have changed family-wise. So I will more than likely stay here a good amount of time, if not permanently. But this is not my final destination. No.
Okay. But you will consider this your home station, so to speak?
Probably this is a great home station. Flying in and out of it,
Yes.
great.
It's very
This will
convenient.
be my home station. Yeah.
So let's talk about your planning to get here. Did you sell your home, or how did you handle getting rid of all of your stuff? Like, what did that look like for you?
So, can I give a shameless plug for my TikTok? Okay. I have a social media page called La Expatriada, the female expatriate or expatriate. So I kind of went into a couple of posts about how I prepared learning to live with less. I just started that mindset very early. I started to get rid of things that I was just not actively using every day. And I started early.
I know, you did.
I started early. I started like it was tough at first.
She started so early to where when I moved, I came and just never went home. So I had a house full of stuff, and every day she would say, "Girl, you need to put stuff on the marketplace. You need to do this. You need to do that." And I was so like, "I have time. I have time," and I didn't.
You ran out of
It
time.
was horrible. I had a 10-day escrow. It was horrible trying to get rid of all of my stuff.
Yes.
So
I opened a cabinet every morning if I was fixing breakfast, and I have 20 pots and pans and I use the same two every day. So I literally, if you open cabinets now, there's those 3 things I use. You know, another interesting thing that helped me is when coming and staying in Panama for several months. You know, an Airbnb apartment has just the things you
the
use.
essentials, yes.
And I was fine. So that helped me to go home and get rid of more and more. The shoes have been the hardest thing to get rid of. You would think people want your shoes, and I had lots of shoes, so that's been difficult. Just starting early, learning to live with less, letting go of things. Doesn't matter how much you paid for it. Doesn't matter, you know, even photographs. I started digitizing what I wanted to keep. I found myself throwing away thousands of
yeah,
pictures
you told me that.
because it's people. I don't even know those people from dinner parties.
You
I
had
had a lot of
pictures of
pictures.
everything.
I have pictures of everything, everybody. I, you know, traveled a lot as a solo traveler. I have a lot of photos. I digitize those. Clothing. I really just don't have any use for clothing anymore.
So how many bags are you going to move here with? And are you going to ship your stuff?
So I have a little list at home. I allowed myself bins, like, you know, those bins. And I have one bin for the kitchen. And it's probably getting smaller because since we've been here and looking around, what was that store we went to where I found all those household things in Albrook Mall?
Was it Darren's?
Okay, we found a place where things that I thought I couldn't get here. So maybe one kitchen bin because I want, like, I'm a cook. I like to cook. So my cast iron skillet that I've been seasoning for 38 years, one, because I have many, but I'm bringing one good set of knives. That one, maybe a half a bin for the kitchen, half a bin for the bathroom.
So how many bins total?
I gave myself 8. Now I'm probably 8. Now I'm down to 4. Yeah,
Is that including clothes?
not bringing any clothes. I got rid of them all. Remember that last pickup of my curb? I had to get somebody to come help me. It was so heavy. So no clothes.
So she's moving here with 4 bins, 0 clothes.
0 clothes. You know, like the clothes I have here right now. I'm leaving that suitcase at your house.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
That's great.
yeah, I mean, I'm a military brat, so and a military ex-wife. So my father taught me how to pack. You know, I pack.
Way less
I
than
roll
what I have.
things.
Oh, she's
Yeah, so I won't be bringing. I can't think of anything right now at the top of my head that's really important for me to bring. My electronics. I'm into electronics, and they're all very small.
So 4 bins.
4
And
bins,
you're out.
and I'm out.
Okay, so when you were planning to move to Panama, outside of me, did you tell anybody else that you were moving to Panama?
A few people I did, and it's a big mistake.
Ooh, why?
I regret telling people. I do regret telling people. And I was so comfortable telling you that day because I've known you. And I know you wouldn't say anything to me like, girl, don't do that. Oh, that's so scary. Oh, you're going to die. You're going to get kidnapped. Oh my God.
I said,
You're
girl,
going
I'm
to die.
coming. I said, girl, I'm coming.
She said that. Girl, I'm moving to Panama. I'll never forget your voice. And she was here. So, not everyone is a safe space, even your own family, especially your own family. In my situation,
So are we saying family members that are not used to traveling, they were against it, or why were they?
I think that whole phenomenon about telling people is people are prone to be negative. People are putting their fears on you.
Yes.
I even hear people say things like, I would never do that. And I'm like, well,
But you're not. It's me.
was this about you? Okay, I forgot. Was this about you? So people do say that. I would never do that. Or they'll say immediately, oh, I could never do that because I have kids. I have a dog. 'Cause,
Their excuses.
they think of their excuses. I could probably tell you two people said, congratulations, that's great. My son, who is also a well-traveled young person. Well, you just said I'm coming to Panama, so we already know. We already know. And I have one other girlfriend that said, that's awesome, I'm glad, but she also, in other conversations, she would kind of just ask questions that would kind of lean toward, are you worried about A, B, C, D? Not negative, bad, but more, worried.
My children wasn't as supportive. They were a little nervous.
Really?
Yeah, my daughter kept saying that I was going to get trafficked. Like they were scared, and I think it was because of everything that I had just gone through.
Yes.
My family was more concerned about why are you going so far away?
Yeah.
We have to look, we have to look out for you. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I really just needed a break, and I needed a new start.
Yes.
And sometimes people, they think the new start is a new dress.
Well, and I think when it's something that's unknown to people, it's a little worse. Even if they don't mean to be negative, it's just unknown. It's foreign to them. And some people are just built to do things that are new, risky.
Yes, I love that.
And some people are not, and we are built for that.
Definitely.
Right.
So, what type of activities do you like here in Panama? What do you do for fun?
So, getting lost is fun for me right now.
You do love that.
I do love that.
You do.
So, you know that I'm an avid salsera. The salsa here, I'm still learning. I'm still learning where that is.
Okay, so you haven't found your spot yet?
I mean, I had the one spot and then they closed it.
What was that?
Salsa Fitness, which was out in the end of that one place. So, and it's hard to tell people, oh, I like to salsa dance because everybody says they like to salsa dance. But you're the only person who knows me.
Dancing for years. When we say going to salsa conventions, all kind of stuff. This one here will travel for salsa.
And that's what we do, like in that community. But here, when you meet people, Panamanian or otherwise, and you say, I like to salsa. And they're like, oh yeah, we good. We're two salsa dancers. And I'm like,
no, she really salsa dances.
Right. So I'm still looking for that. I like to do that. I'm an avid crocheter. I did just identify 2 places in Chiriquí where they have
your channel. I love your crochet.
I do have another shameless plug.
Yes,
okay, I have a TikTok called Hook or Crook Crochet.
I love it.
But it's very specific. I make crochet play food for kids.
Love it.
So if they want sushi or bananas or apples or oranges, whatever a kid tells me they want, I'll crochet them.
Well, I'm an adult. I asked you to crochet crawfish for me.
And I did it. I did it. She said that was hard.
It was so fun.
She said to do crawfish, and I did. I figured it out.
You did. I love it.
I did crawfish.
So on one of the chats here, I can't remember which group it was, but somebody had mentioned that they wanted to learn how to crochet.
Yes.
And you had made a comment on this. So actually, you should tell them about that channel because I love that channel.
I have a YouTube called Hook or Crook Crochet. It's not really for somebody yet. I'm not teaching lessons. But I want to say a little something about lessons and people. Everybody wants to salsa. Everybody wants to crochet. Everyone wants to speak Spanish. But do they want to learn to do it? No. In my experience, They want to do it, but they don't want to learn to do it.
Or maybe not. Maybe they're just not willing to take the time that it takes to learn.
So the things that I do, I'm fanatic. Particularly salsa and crochet, I'm fanatic. And when you meet other crocheters or other salseras, you don't have to say it twice. We're fanatic. We might come late to a baby's christening if we not seriously, because we're invested in it and we don't make excuses to not do it. So I'm finding that when I meet people who just say they like it and I want to go with you or teach me how to crochet, I'm a little leery about doing it.
Are you saying that for people here in Panama?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I asked that because I've been retired for almost 5 years now, and my entire structure of my day has changed since I've been retired.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer want to be on a schedule.
Right.
I no longer want to do stuff I don't want to do.
Right.
And I am a very creative person,
Yes.
so which means that my mind constantly clicks on something creative.
Yes.
But I'm also kind of
With the wind.
Yes.
Yes. And I understand that.
So
And I know
maybe that's how retired people are. Maybe that's the connection.
well, and that's a good point to where I connect with people for crochet specifically in salsa who are already in it.
Facts. Okay.
Who are already in it, because for me there's nothing worse than planning to go to a salsa event and everybody's in it,
Yes.
and then we get closer to the convention and everybody cancels out.
Yes.
And I already don't like group outings to begin
Yes.
with. I'm a loner.
That makes sense.
So I get that, and since I've retired, I know how important it is to consistency and commitment is something that I grew up with as a military brat and a military wife, and I know in retirement I want to do something for myself consistently, no matter what. And I want to make a commitment. When I make a commitment, you know that about me. If I commit to something, I'm going to do it, even when the commitment is to myself. So all of that to say, I'm not gonna those things specifically. I won't float you out.
I'm with a good routine being retired, because sometimes people with no routine, no focus, I mean, you can pretty much get caught up out here.
And you can get bored, you can get lonely, you can get depressed, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, speaking of commitment and Panama and expats and retirement, back to the Spanish. I know that you do have a Spanish class here that you offer for free at charge, and you
Used to. Used to.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's talk about that. How is that structured? Who is it for? How is it going? And where do you see it going?
Yes, so it's called Restaurant Spanish, and it was kind of born of assisting expats with some of the more simple things of going out to eat and also kind of social, just to be together, learn the language, no judgment zone, we can learn, very small group. But the person that I am, consistency is key. I only allow 10 people in the sessions. It's about 6 weeks, and I always end up remaining with 6. And I know that. I know there's a percentage of people who will stay.
So you start with how many?
10.
And end up with 6.
I almost always end up with 6. So what's challenging about that, there's another expat here. She's amazing. She was teaching Spanish classes, and she mentioned to me that she stopped doing it, and it's because people want to learn Spanish. They want to know Spanish, but they don't want to learn Spanish.
For the record,
And they don't commit.
She kicked me out twice.
Yes, but and the thing is, this is a group setting.
Yes.
And if one person starts falling off,
Yes.
it holds
It
all the
affects
other
the
people
entire
back.
group.
It affects the entire group. But it's much more psychological than you think. People are afraid to speak.
Yes.
They're afraid to mess up.
Yes.
They're afraid. So that being said, I love my restaurant Spanish peeps. But moving forward, I think the process in kind of interviewing, if you will, who's really in it, who's really committed to it, where they really are, because it's a very basic class.
It is.
If you're intermediate, it's going to be too boring.
It's a very safe place.
It's a safe place.
Both times that I did join and I was involved with it, it was a safe place. And it's truly a beginner's class. It really is good. And I can tell that you put a lot of time. She has a lot of curriculum already set and ready to go. So it is a shame that your retention is...
Well, to me, that's a very good percentage, 10 and keep 6. That's very
That's
good.
about, what, 20%?
Yeah, that's very good. So,
So what are you going to change about it this time? I said it was free. She said,
my unofficial mentor, she doesn't know this, but she did tell me, and I know from, being in sales and marketing for most of my career, paying money should commit people. It doesn't always, but paying a minimal fee is really going to cover my time.
Yes.
Because, I've been transitioning here and moving from the United States to here. Did I miss it? I still plugged in
Yes, you show up.
on the designated time,
You show up.
and I need people to show up, and I need people at the very least to give me minimal compensation to where if you wanna drop out,
That's on you.
that's on you. Also, if you've missed a certain amount of time, whether you paid or not, that doesn't mean you pay and you can just show up whenever you want, because you cannot hold the rest of the class.
I agree with that. I mean, I missed the class, and by the next time, the homework that you gave, it was so much, I couldn't even catch up with the homework. It was a lot. Like, you really do put a lot into it. And I believe after the 6 weeks, with giving your true commitment to your class, you should be able to order, have your etiquette down packed. You really do have it laid out nicely.
Yes, and you're speaking more than you used to.
You really do.
Yeah, so yeah, I think I've learned a lot, and that was strategic to learn more about how I can put something together. Yes, so the next round, I've got great things in store, new plans, new strategies, and a few new special guests. Wink, wink, wink.
Special guest.
I got some special guests.
Okay, well, speaking of special guests, do you date here in Panama?
Do I date? I've gone out on dates.
Hmm.
So when you say do you date, is it like...
Well, that's dating.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not exclusive. I haven't found about anybody exclusive that you've been with.
I've gone out on some dates, yes.
So how's that been?
It's been great. I mean, you know me. What else can I say?
Charming, you go dinner. What does a date look like here?
So the dates for me have looked like, first of all, I've gone on dates with transient people.
Okay.
So those dates are fantastic.
Because they're in and out.
Well, not only are they in and out, they already understand the dynamic is, I think their dynamic is, I just want to go out and do things or go to eat, and I don't want to do it by myself. So come along with me. I don't think their expectations were anything more than like you and me going out.
Yeah.
There's been one person maybe that had intent to like date regularly, but he lives here.
Are you open for that?
Not with him.
Oh my God.
He won't be watching. Don't worry. He won't be watching.
Okay, so are you open to date exclusively here in Panama?
I don't know if I could answer that one way or the other, really. I haven't thought. When you're in the throes of all of these things going on, I really haven't sat down and thought about that. But also, we know as women, if Denzel walked in the door right now and said, I thought about it. Yes. You and me, Denzel.
I'll take Morris Chestnut.
Okay. So, there's certain people, it's an immediate decision, yes. Not because it's based on how they look. But it always depends on that person. I don't have a preset. I've learned through, getting older that your checklist of what you desire gets smaller and smaller and smaller because you have to, for yourself, think about what's important to you in dating. And
The type of person that you're trying
yes, and Panama, especially being in the city, it's very small.
Oh, it's very small.
It is very small. So not only do I have, this small checklist, am I in a place where the availability for that checklist is? And I would question that.
Well, for me, my thought process was, well, hey, I'll get an American, and I'll have my American come here in Panama, and it'll all be great. But not everybody's ready and willing to move to Panama. So that's been just
So yeah, Americanos. I haven't really dated Americans. No, not really.
here. No,
No, no.
I don't.
Is it the language barrier or is it?
Okay, Miss Spanish.
Okay.
Okay, no, it's not. I mean, I dated a Panamanian once.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it was okay. I mean, I think it was more cultural for me. So, in my comfort zone, it could have a little to do with the language as well, because I guess if you don't understand each other verbally, how can you connect a little bit
Yeah.
deeper?
True.
On the other level? So, retirement. How long have you been retired?
So the official retirement was in June.
Recently.
Yeah, recently.
How are you adapting to retirement?
I thought about that. I woke up this morning and I'm in the habit of thinking, okay, what are all the things I need to do today? And it was like, not a damn thing.
That's why I asked. Because at
Not a
first, your
damn
first
thing.
week, you were a little worried about it. You were like, what am I going to do?
Right.
Trying to schedule stuff in because you're used to scheduling.
I'm used to scheduling or at least kind of recapping the things that are must do today, the things that are like to do today. And now it's like, what's also interesting about working, if anybody has experienced that, a lot of the years I was working, I was always so tired. Every morning it was like I needed an alarm to wake up. Most of my
alarm anymore.
I'm like, oh, wait, what are we doing today? Where are we going? What are we doing? Like I don't need an alarm. I do wake up early. I do like to, I love the park, walking and getting lost. So I think I'm adjusting okay. I did try to retire much earlier, well before this plan with Panama. I think I was 55, and I decided to retire at 55, and that lasted about 4 months. And I was like, oh, I just felt like I didn't have enough to do. I don't know, but now it feels great.
I retired at 52.
Yeah.
52. I said I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. And I think even at 55, I think there was a particular colleague that just drugged me out of it. Like, she made an offer that I could not refuse.
And that's what keeps a lot of people.
Yes. I mean, she made this offer full well knowing I was done, but I'd had so much experience that she thought I would bring. And so now, it remains to be seen. Ask me again in a year.
But you're comfortable, you're settling in retirement.
Yeah.
Right? Look at that face. You don't miss a thing, do you?
Well, and because my work lifestyle included a lot of travel.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost 80% travel at one point. I had multiple states. So obviously there was no office environment. There was no commuting. When I was stationary in my home state, I worked from home. So it was already easier to transition because of that.
Yeah, but you always had something on the schedule.
Always.
Like there was
Always.
there was never a day where you would just wake up and say, what am I going to do today?
Always,
You
yeah.
knew
It was always, yeah.
months in advance what your days would look like.
Yes.
And now
Yes.
you're like, okay.
And I make those commitments,
Yes.
in back in the United States at my house. I had an office, a craft room, and every day, I did the business things I needed to take care of, whether it's investments or whatever I need to do for myself. That was my business. And then I transitioned into my craft room, and I committed every day to be in that craft room and do something artistic.
So do you have that same mentality here? Like, do you have a certain time now that you're going to do crochet? Because now you're a content creator. We got crochet, we got Spanish. Seems like you have a lot on your plate right now.
I do, and I'm a little bit distracted by doing it as consistently, crochet in particular, because I haven't found where the yarn is. In Chiriquí, some people have told me where the yarn is, so stay tuned on that. That's one reason, and the other reason is I go out for a quick run and I come back 5 hours later
Yes.
because I'm getting lost.
So do you feel like you're neglecting some of your talents, some of the crochet or some of the social medias?
I feel like I'm distracted because literally, especially when the sun goes down and I'm walking up and down the street, I am literally saying to myself how grateful I am to be just walking around and looking.
Yes.
And people walk by and I'm like, buenas.
Yeah.
And I'm like hyped because it's that adventure part of it. Just walking around the streets to me is great fun.
I used to walk in the park and cry.
Yes.
Because I couldn't believe I was here.
I love being
I would just be like, wow, I'm really doing it.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have social media. You have, well, actually, you have 3 social media. You're teaching Spanish. You're busy.
I'm busy.
Does that feel like retirement to you, though?
It does, because those are the things that bring me
Or
joy.
your fun stuff?
That's my fun stuff. If there's anything that I had to do,
Yes.
I don't have to do any of these things, but I enjoy them. So yeah, I feel like, I mean, I have my days where I want to sleep till 9 o'clock, and now that's late.
Ooh,
That's late, right? I have those days, but I do like being busy. I do like. See, I don't see it as busy. I see it as fun. I see it as.
That's busy to me. You have a schedule.
Yeah,
I will
I
wake
do.
up and smell the flowers all day.
Now, when I'm
And play
in
with the dogs and the
Chiriquí,
chickens.
that's more what I do because of the surroundings. Like, it's literally more birds, and I'm like following them and looking like, oh, that's a bird.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting on my phone going, what bird has yellow and red
She
stripes
does.
with a beak?
Oh my God. Yes.
And then I'll read about the bird
Yes.
and learn about why they're there and what they. That's fun.
So you spent time in the city and you spent some time in Boquete. Where do you think you're going to land here in Panama?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You don't know yet.
I don't know because I looked at some real estate here
Uh-huh.
in the suburbs, and I'll be leaving to go to Chiriquí soon, and I'll be spending some time there, seriously looking at real estate. So I don't know yet.
So you're spending a month in the city, and then how long are you going to be up in Cherokee?
No.
You did say that.
I don't have.
You did. You have no schedule.
I have
flight.
no
You did say
return.
that.
I have no return flights to anywhere.
So what would be your suggestion for somebody that's coming here? A lady just asked me the other day in one of the comments, where should I look to purchase? I want to live in the countryside like you. So what would be your suggestion?
From what I know right now, I would jump on the bandwagon of a lot of us that say, do not come here and purchase immediately. Don't do it. It's easy to buy, but it's hard to sell, and you don't really know where you want to be.
Oh, Tiffany, do you drive here in Panama?
I do not drive. When I'm in Chiriquí, I drive.
Okay.
Yes.
So are you planning on buying a car?
Yes.
Why?
In Chiriquí, I think it's necessary. It's not convenient. It's, to walk somewhere. It's not as populated. And closer to Boquete or in Boquete, there's no hospital. So you'd have to drive to David. It's a straight shot. It's an easy drive. It's like 40 minutes, It's pretty simple, but definitely you're going to need a car if you're in any suburb, really.
I do agree. But would you drive here in the city? Because I drive. And
No.
you always say now, like, oh, you're driving like a Panamanian now.
You are. You're good. You're good. I wouldn't drive in the city.
Hey, so thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining me here today. And I do get a lot of questions, or actually comments. People are like, since you've moved to the country, I've noticed that you're glowing better, you're happier, that I seem more relaxed. Have you found your happy place here in Panama yet?
So far, it would probably be Parque Omar. Yeah, so far. But Chiriquí is beautiful. It's a lot of mountains and jungle, and I'm sure that's going to change.
So the park, absolutely, that's your meditative,
Absolutely.
happy place. It used to be mine too.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And like I said, I know that's going to change, but right now I'm in close proximity. I could walk there in the mornings. I love the coffee shop.
So here in Panama, to wrap it up, you just enjoy roaming around, getting lost, being free to do whatever you want to do.
Yes. I like freedom is what I've always prayed for, and Panama represents freedom for me.
It does. How about the people? Have you been able to connect with Panamanians and really connect?
Yes, I have. Not a whole lot of them, but people are starting to recognize me more in the park. And so, yeah, the connections are great. I'm always learning more from anybody I encounter.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. If you do like my content, please like, subscribe. And Tiffany, can you give your handles on your social medias that you have?
All right. So TikTok is my primary social media where you're going to get the most information. My page is called La Expatriada. And for the crochet, it's Hook or Crook Crochet. Those are both on TikTok. And YouTube, also Hook or Crook Crochet. And Restaurant Spanish.
And we will I'll list those here on the video at the end of the video. Thank you so much, Tiff.
Thank
Love
you.
you, girl. Love you, girl. Love you, girl.
Thank you for having me.
No worries.
Hope it was helpful.
Hopefully, it probably was. I'm sure it was. Hello, Tiffany.
Testing.
So stupid.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.